What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Sydney Roosters Diehards. Hainsey here, and welcome back to the weekend wrap up. Weekend wrap up is a little bit of the just going through all the news and opinions for over the weekend. A little bit to go through, not taking too much of your time, obviously, not enough for a live stream. So I thought be on here for about 10-15 minutes delivering all the latest news from the Roosters over the weekend that was. So thank you for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and give us a subscribe to the channel and give us a follow on the Sydney Roosters Diehards. I'd like to thank everyone for 8,000 followers on the Instagram page. Really appreciate your continued support on the growth of the channels. Right, the big talking point from the weekend probably just happened not too long ago about the Zach Lomax departing for R360. You can tell that's sort of the domino effect. Obviously, Pappenhausen departed Melbourne a couple of weeks ago. Zach Lomax now departing the Parramatta Eels. Payne Hart's in question with Rugby 360. Angus Crichton as well. Does Angus Crichton leave? Look, it's all up in the air at the moment, but the big casualties at the moment are from Rugby League to R360 is Ryan Pappenhausen and Zach Lomax. So, but there's definitely something to keep an eye about, especially considering the fact that Angus Crichton is heavily linked to R360. So watch this space over the next couple of weeks or so if we get, especially this fact he's off contract as of right now. So very, very interesting what we do with Angus Crichton going long term. But the big talking point for actually happened today with Daly Cherry Evans spotted for the first time in red, white, and blue. He was on a Lime e-scooter on bike, riding down Drivers Avenue. Don't know when, but shout out to Chook Central, who originally posted the photo. Chook Central is a very, very similar group page, supporter page like myself, like the Sydney Roosters Diehards, and does some tremendous work. So if you'd like to give him a follow, I'll put a link in the description, but does some great work. Been doing it longer than I have, so he's been doing it for a couple of years now. So shout out to a little bit of a quick plug there for Chook Central. Do some tremendous work there, very similar to my stuff, but really, really good as well. He posted the photo. Like I said, I don't know when it was. Could have been this week, could have been last week. Don't know. But all I know that the Roosters obviously went back to preseason on Monday, this previous Monday. But yeah, so my first thoughts, it's not really too much about the fact that DCE is spotted in Roosters kit. Obviously, he signed with the Roosters. But got me curious, though, that he was in Castor kit. Now, it's been very well aware that we've ended our partnership with Castor, and I'm hearing as early as Thursday, we'll be announcing that Adidas will be the official apparel partner with the Sydney Roosters, sporting apparel partner for the Sydney Roosters in 2026 and beyond. But obviously, preseason started on Monday, like on the 10th. Would have seen by now some sort of would have seen the Roosters back to preseason in Adidas. But I'm hearing that there was a bit of a delay with the arrival and with all the agreements kind of thing. I don't know the full story, so I'm guessing that's why it's been pushed back as far as I've heard at the moment. But obviously, that was the first thing when I saw the photo of DC. Is like, what training kit is he on? Has he got the new Adidas kit, or was he in last year's one, which is 2025's kit? And he was in 2025's kit. He was in obviously the training shirt. I'll put the photo on screen so we can discuss it there. But yeah, obviously he's in Roosters training kit with a training bag which says Castor on the straps. But very, very interesting to see that. I actually spoke to a Roosters player today about it, and I asked him about, what's the story here with this photo. And he's like, I haven't heard anything about the new kits. Anything, we're still wearing the old ones, but I haven't heard any news about an announcement or anything like that. So something to keep in mind. But I know that the Roosters have removed Castor as a partner on the members' emails and websites. So I know it's not going to be Castor, but someone a couple of weeks ago told me that the Roosters follow Under Armour. Now I'm not sure if that's got anything to do with because Marky Mark is an ambassador with Under Armour. But in saying that though, if that was the case, the Roosters would also be following Adidas because Sam Walker and Angus Crichton are ambassadors of Adidas. So is there a little bit of late twist? I don't know, but from what I've heard, I know for a fact that it is going to be Adidas, and I'm hearing through good sources that as early as Thursday could be the kit release. But what do you think of the Roosters not posting any clips from preseason yet? You know, you probably think, obviously this week we had the draw come out. So obviously the Roosters media were probably preparing for the arrival of the season of the NRL draw with obviously round one leaked on one day, Magic round one the next day, then the full draw the day after. So obviously, I'd say this week would be a good opportunity now that you got to plan out content wise. I think perfect opportunity now to get some clips and photos of preseason. But I think I would have thought the fact that we haven't, because we're still waiting on the release of Adidas, I think they've got to keep it quiet and squirrel business to keep it under the wraps until it is announced before they do stuff around preseason. But now that there's a photo of DCE in the old kit, it's like very, very secretive at the moment. Like they're not telling anything, they're not saying anything, they're not showing anything. They're still in the old kits. But definitely by the end of November, we'll see the reveal of our new apparel partner, which on all reports is going to be Adidas. So keep watching this space because we'll be keeping you guys up to date in regards to the new apparel partner. Apparently, Retro, he found on the Roosters website the new era range, which is like the cap manufacturer for the NRL, where they do like next generation new era kind of caps, which you'll see on the Roosters website, which obviously nothing related to Roosters apparel. It's just NRL related apparel that get with a deal with this new era brand, and all the clubs wear those style of hats, which is obviously different colors and different teams, logos and all that kind of stuff. But very interesting that the fact that, is the Roosters been more secretive about it than we think, because obviously I think I can understand why they're not wearing the new kits, new training apparel yet, because I think the main one is that the fact that the Roosters train in Moore Park, which is very, very easily accessed to the public, and the Roosters also train at S Marks in Kensington. That's the athletic center there. I reckon that the Roosters are like, don't want any of this getting out. And to be fair, they're doing a pretty good job about it. Because the fact that no one really knows. No one's seen any leaks. No one's seen any photos. They're just going off rumors and assumptions of sources that we know what the new apparel partner is. Could be wrong. But I heard from pretty good sources around the Roosters saying that it is going to be just Adidas. So, but I can understand why the Roosters are like trying to keep this secret. And, especially prime example today or whenever the photo was taking place, the fact that DC was riding down Drivers Avenue in a Lime scooter. For me, when I first saw that, I wasn't interested in DCE because I know DCE's at the Roosters. He's at the S Club, and we will see eventually photos of him in red, white, and blue. But what got me curious is like, what was he wearing? I knew straight away he was in training camp. I'm like, what's he wearing? Is he wearing the Adidas? Or was he wearing Castor, which turned out he was wearing Castor. So straight away, it got my attention. I was like, what training kit is he wearing? So obviously he was in the old kit. So we still don't know what our apparel will look like. And hopefully, if the rumors are true, come Thursday, Adidas is launched. And from what I'm hearing is that the two Adidas ambassadors in Sam Walker and Angus Crichton are going to be the ones who will be releasing the kit in a little bit of a promo video, I believe, as early as Thursday, but the latest end of November. So not too long away till we know what they are. We've seen some concepts of it. They look sick. Anything with Adidas is going to be sick, but we've got to wait a little bit longer on this one. But definitely getting some attention as well in regards to our apparel partner. But DC spotted in red, white, and blue. Wasn't the training kit I was wanting to see, because if he was in Adidas, or he definitely would have got some media attention from the Roosters fan base, that's for sure. Considering myself that I've been trying to find leaks and everything just to show you guys what we're in for, because I've seen concepts. I'm really excited for, especially being a little bit jealous seeing everyone react to all other club jerseys. I know the Tigers did a bit of a launch with content creators on Friday, and I'm like, I'd love to see if the Roosters would do one, because that, considering the fact that Adidas did something similar with the New South Wales Blues when they dropped their kits for the Origin series. Not myself, I wasn't part of it, but my friends / content creators that I know of were there, part of that launch, and it was a really awesome experience. They told me, and I'm like, hey, like, anyone I can contact? But anyone watching from the Roosters, that's if you guys love, if you got, I don't care if I pay thousands of dollars to get down to Sydney on Thursday or whenever it is. If you guys are doing like a similar launch like Adidas did with Origin, or with what the Tigers with Canterbury, please, I'll be there. Please let me come down, because that'd be awesome. But I won't hold my breath, because I think they've already decided what they're going to do with it. Anyway, not for you to decide. But yeah, that's my little gossip about it. Obviously, DCE spotted in Roosters kit. My first reaction was like, what's he wearing? Because I would love to see him wearing Adidas so we can talk about it. But see that the Roosters are trying to keep this under wraps and wait until the big reveal, which when the big reveal arrives, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to share that with you guys. So, but yeah. Also, another thing that DC breaking like 3 laws and riding without a helmet on his phone. Oh my God. Whoopsie, DCE, whoopsie. But another thing, I'm generally going to say this right now to Nick Politis. Any new recruit that the Roosters sign, I reckon the players need to put in their contract, I want a Lime scooter, electric Lime scooter in my contract. Stuff the cars. I want a Lime scooter. Like obviously, the Roosters obviously are based at Allianz Stadium, and the car park near Allianz is like getting renovated and like kind of thing near NRL HQ, in between NRL HQ and Rugby HQ. So they've been so players in that who don't live near the eastern suburbs, like for example Chad Townsend this year, he lived in Cronulla. He's got to drive into Moore Park every day. He parks at the entertainment quarter, which is like right down the end of Moore Park towards Randwick Way, near the SCG, and it's a bit of a walk. Like I used to do pre-game meetups and all that at the Watson there at the entertainment quarter. It takes like a good 10 minutes to walk from Watson's to the SCG, to Allianz from there. So what they do, they go buy their Lime scooters or e-scooters, and then they drive the park at entertainment quarter, and then jump on the Lime scooter and then ride into Allianz. And I've actually seen the whole squad when they've trained for a captain's run. Obviously, they're based at Allianz. They get on the Lime scooters and their e-bikes and that, and then they ride across down Moore Park Road into the Drivers Avenue into the training field. The whole squad does. They've even seen Robbo in one. It's pretty sick. So I think DC be like, hey, Nick, like I'll sign for the Roosters on a 1-year deal, but in my contract, I want you to buy me an electric scooter, because everyone else does at the Roosters. So instead of paying for one, like he was in a Lime scooter, like the ones that you can buy in the city. So I think DC needs to buy one himself. Because I know he's still living in the Northern Beaches and he's driving into the Moore Park every day. He needs to get on the Lime scooter. He needs to get on an electric scooter and get into the Moore Park. So, but yeah. And the last thing I was sort of going to talk about today is apparently Peter V'landys is considering a little bit of a schedule change up. Obviously, the NRL draw come out today. But this is obviously in the near future, considering the fact that there's going to be 19 teams in the competition. Obviously, the Perth Bears next year. In the year after, the PNG Chiefs are going to be in the comp. So apparently, Peter V'landys is considering a 19-round competition where everyone plays each other once, or 18 rounds or something like that. I'll get the thing up here from Code Sports. Where is it? Where is it? So 19 rounds. So challenges now around whether broadcast partners would accept less games if less would accept less salary. And they're considering doing a standalone Origin game. Look, I'm not a fan of the less. I'm happy with, I reckon, get rid of the 3 buys. I still think 24 games is fine. Like, considering the fact right now that we are just over a month of the off season, and I'm bored out of my mind. And we just finished the Pacific Championships a week ago. Now we're in this little hiatus of no rugby league till February. we're still going to. It's too long of an off season, man. I hate it, but hopefully they don't consider this. Look, I think 24 games, like I've said, 24 games. The 3 origins remain the same, but you have a whole, instead of having 20, obviously going to be harder with 19 teams, but when they get the 20 teams or 18 teams have no buys during the origin period, like half the teams play, half not. The best way to do it is, so you do 24 rounds. Come origin time, the whole competition stops. That whole week, competition stops. That's where you play origin. That's when you get the rep games in, Tonga, Samoa, New Zealand. You get all them involved in that whole week. And then Wednesday, origin. And then Friday, resume. It's like in soccer, how you have the international break, representative break. That whole week. No NRL games. And then Wednesday, back to square one. Origin 1. The Friday, footy resumes. Then another week of first grade of NRL. And then that third week, and then the week after that, whole second week of the buys, whole competition stops. Another game between Tonga, Samoa, New Zealand, PNG, and all that alternate kind of thing, like a little mini pack championships. Then Wednesday origin, back on the footy on the Friday, and vice versa for the third game. I think that would be the best way to do it. So all the teams get 3 weeks off in a 6-week period there. Not everyone's going to have that week off, but it's the same thing with origin kind of thing. So at the end of the day, I think that might be the best way forward for me. Like have the whole, like a representative break, like similar to an international break where the whole competition stops, play the rep rounds and then back into it the week after. That would be the best way forward. I think, like I said, like trying to make the NRL draw fair, that's your best way of doing it. Having like, if it's a 19 round competition with 20 teams, 19 rounds, play everyone once, perfect. But I'm not a fan of less is better. I'm happy with the balance of 24 games. I'm not a fan of more games. I think 24 is perfect, but the 3 buys is not a big fan of. But the best way to get the 3 buys when no one gets points, have the whole competition stop, so there's no unfairness with teams decimated by origin, some are not, kind of thing. I reckon that'd be the best way forward for me. And then have the competition stop, have rep rounds, and then resume the week after. That's the best way and the most fairest way, in my opinion. But like, you don't touch Origin, especially when you don't touch Origin. It's the best product that we've got. We want one game. No, not a big fan of the standalone game. 3 is perfect. Anyway, but that was obviously just rumors from Peter V'landys. But I just would have thought how that might affect the Roosters kind of thing. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap us up for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, follow me on TikTok and Instagram. On the Sydney Roosters Diehards page. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, goodbye for now. See you guys tomorrow. Up the Chooks.